We have a very special guest this week, Jason Zillo, the Executive Director of Communications and Media Relations for the New York Yankees. And we all know Hope Week is coming up, and you've been a big part of it. It's kind of been your baby. So tell us a little bit about it. How did it come about?
Believe it or not, it's 8 years now. And it's funny, before it came on today, I said, what was the first event that we had? And it was in Washington Heights 8 years ago with the guy to my left here. And just walked into an apartment and Hope Week began, and it's just been a lot of fun, really. A lot of support, all the way from the Steinbrenners down to the carpenters and cleaning ladies. It's really an organizational effort that we're happy to have around.
Now, Joe, I know you like to get out there for several events. I saw you at that movie theater last year, which was a great event. What do you like about the week?
I think it's just giving back to people and finding out what their stories are, how they've given back and how creative they've been. And because really, life is about hope. And I think it's remarkable, sometimes with very little funds, what people are able to do and change people's lives.
You talk about the stories. Jason, how do you find the stories? How do you pick the best stories for the week?
All different angles, really. The impetus behind Hope Week was really spawned by just letters and emails that came to our department, and we said, why don't we try and do something on a grand scale? And it could be something we catch on TV or a newspaper, but we have on our website, hopeweek.com, people submit letters, and there's hundreds and hundreds of them that we have to go through.
Look, all the stories are great, but I have to imagine over the years there are probably a couple that stand out to you guys. So Jason, I'll start with you. Favorite story over the years?
I'm gonna bail out, I think, a little bit. I mean, the first one that comes to mind was the Camp Sundown, which was one of the first stories that we did back in '09, where kids they're just allergic to sunlight. And it's such a rare disease that no one had really heard of the efforts to try and find a cure or this camp. And we brought them out to Yankee Stadium, obviously for a night game. And after the night game, we kind of turned it into a carnival. And I remember having to chase A.J. Burnett off the field literally at 3 a.m. And I'm thinking, this is the first year of Hope Week. How am I going to explain it to this guy that I've got players out on the field at 3 a.m. before another game the next day? So there's a ton. I really just try and focus on moments in each one of them, and a lot of it has to do just watching smiles on people's faces.
Joe, anything in particular that stands out to you?
Oh, there's a number, and Jane has always been special. Being able to walk around the bases with her, her going to the pitcher's mound, and she's a remarkable lady, and she has no sight, but what she would do to get to the games. I mean, she would, like 4 modes of transportation and bring her dog, and she yells at umpires and offers her dog to the umpire at times, and she was special.
There's an element of surprise in a lot of these, and the recipients of the honor don't know that they're going to be going to Yankee Stadium. They don't know that the Yankees are going to be showing up. So how difficult is that to kind of keep everything under wraps?
Yeah, that's a challenge. We usually need to have some inside people, people on the organization side or with the family that we can kind of coordinate with. But, speaking of Jane's story, I remember literally Joe and Tino and Jabba literally knocking on her front door, and she can't see, she's blind, and she opens the door, and Joe says, "Hey, it's Joe Girardi," and she yells and screams. Then Tino Martinez says, "I'm Tino Martinez," and she yells and screams. Those really are, they're priceless moments.
Okay, you got to tell us, you got to let us in on some secrets this upcoming week. What can we expect?
I'd say really a lot of manual labor. We're going to do some farming and gardening.
Nice.
We're going to do some home renovations. Those are the two that pop up. But the great thing is it's a patrol. You just don't know who's going to show up at your front door. But I think there'll be some manual labor. Good for these guys to roll up their sleeves and do some stuff.
Now, yes, they'll be showing parts of some of these stories throughout the entire week, but you'll have to check out an entire show that we'll dedicate to Hope Week. That'll be more towards the All-Star break, so keep an eye on that. Hope Week is going to be fantastic. And of course, we have Old Timers Day coming up. So Jason, not a busy week for you at all.
No, a lot going on, but it's fun work. There's a monotony that goes into all of our jobs, and it's at least for me, and I think I can speak for the team and Joe. It's nice to get out and kind of break the mold and do something fun and exciting and just enjoy ourselves out in the community.
Okay, we'll play a little game since I know you guys have been together for quite some time.
You are an old timer now, by the way.
Yes, will you be appearing for Old Timers?
No, I'll be rooting them on.
All right, get to know your director of media relations, communications, et cetera, et cetera. One thing people wouldn't know about Jason Zillo. What do you got, Joe?
He is a dessert sugar freak.
I knew that was going to come up.
I mean, it is ridiculous. And, you know, I laugh because every day he says, I make the best smoothie. You got to try this. Everybody makes the best smoothie. It's just yours can't be the best. And he always steals the best fruit.
And what is something people wouldn't know about Joe?
He loves Belle Biv DeVoe.
Stop.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? You said that the other week.
That's a Hark thing. That came from Hark. So Hark was actually singing a Belle Biv DeVoe song one day, and I had to educate him what the real words were, and it probably should have been the other way around.
I would love to hear that. Maybe we can get Harky back on the show sometime soon. Jason, thank you so much for joining us.